check, check. Check, check, check. Alrighty. Procreate Wednesday, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Today we're going to continue working on the thing we started last week, which is, let's hop over to Procreate. This weird guy. And I had an idea for this empty area over here. So we'll see if it works. We're going to do it on, its own layer and everything. This might end up being two pieces, but I think I want to try and incorporate this other idea I had. Just to give it some more contrast, because there's a lot of this line work going on here. You know what, I realized I'm actually just early, so I'm just going to hang out for another minute or two and see if people will file in, because I'm explaining this to no one. The 159 TJ, what are you doing? Yeah. And we did have this as the focus last week, where our piece was framed like this, at least when I started. When we started, it was like this. We made it dance around. We checked it from all angles. And I kind of like it like this now, because it's a little bit more abstract. I think like this way we made it into this sort of humanoid figure with these boots that's kind of walking. But here it's more of like this monopod weird creature that's kind of using its 2 feet, like its upper foot and lower foot, to like hold on to this walkway space. I kind of like that idea better. Maybe we'll even get into doing a background. I don't know, after having looked at this for a couple times throughout the week since last week, I'm kind of trying to use the same techniques that are used almost in model building, and kind of thinking about these things as things I might cut out of a real material and like glue together. Especially since I usually do a lot of this like angular stuff. I kind of like angles better than doing curvy stuff. At least I was traditionally, because it's hard to get a really nice curve. But here you can actually, and this is one thing we're going to do today, but like, you can just make perfect shapes. So yeah, the idea was to kind of get this other layer going and do a cluster of orbs, kind of like the artwork on the cover of my EP, Structures Grace. And I started doing these as a result of there being the new feature in Procreate, which was the quick shape, which in addition to being able to do angular stuff, can also do circles. So let's think about this for a second. And I may end up deciding I don't like the non-angularness of this part, but we'll find out. Hey, Retro, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Today we're working on I don't know if you missed my intro or not, but we're working on the thing from last week. So I want to take this and add another element to it over here, like an orb creature. So we'll have like an angular creature and an orb creature. And then we might do some like background stuff. See, this becomes the difficult part now, trying to like integrate another sort of object into this space. Because we kind of, when we made this originally, we kind of worked in a square shape. Hey, I will try not to be so anxious and awkward lurking in the shadows this time. Making drones. Oh, did my stream info not update? Ah, shit, hold on. So hey, yeah, Crescent Cardinal, welcome to the stream. I tried to update my stream info, but I guess it didn't work. Bear with me a second, because we're going to continue working on this thing. Dude, I totally did this before and it didn't save. Ah, there we go. Great. Okay, well, at least it works. This is my first time trying to use the stream manager on the phone. Oh, wait, there's stuff going on in chat. Hang on. Oh, wait. Oh, Retro said earlier, do you still use the brushes you made before that? The brushes were like a tutorial. Yeah, so the brushes I made for those earlier episodes, I still use them sometimes, but right now I'm just kind of feeling this more traditional approach to drawing lines and just really reconnecting with the idea that I love drawing lines and doing like bold black and white stuff like this. Hey, I love the sticker. Gonna get zooted on coffee. Fuck yeah. You getting zooted on something? Crescent Cardinal says, my computer crashed partway through a pass part out piece of art game. Lost the progress. So sad. Oh no. You gotta save. Is there a way to save? I don't know about these things. It's a pass part out piece of art is the game name. Let's do a hydration check. Always save, yes. You can do the save command, !save. And I think that will, if you ever see me not saving, if I'm working on music especially, do the save command. It accidentally got pushed a button which put the canvas up. There's no going back once you do that. Oh no. No going back, but actually it's good to embrace no going back, I found. But if you lose work, it is a bummer. But like here, like the thing here in Procreate is the way you save is you go back out to the gallery, this thing up on the top left of the screen. But once you do that, you lose your undo history. And there's no like list of a history you can look at like in Photoshop. Pass part out. The Starving Artist by Flame Bait Games indie game. That is an art simulator, so recommended for fun. Wow, okay. Is that like Tilt Brush? They reposted one of my recreations to Instagram. Wow, awesome. Dude, yeah, I've tried some of that VR, the Tilt Brush thing, where you draw stuff in VR, in 3D. It's fucking crazy. I can't even imagine where it's going to be in a couple of years. Okay, so let's think about this. I don't know. Maybe this cluster isn't the right thing for this. think I've seen that recently. Is it a demo still? The art simulator. Okay. Tilt brush. I don't have VR, but so want to try. Yes. I don't have a stylus and pad yet. I just started digital art, got inspired by the game. Okay, great. That's amazing how other mediums can sort of influence us as artists. I think about that all the time. Maybe this will have... I'm trying to just do each one behind the next so it looks like a cluster, but maybe we have to go back and do some that are popping out the other way. Actually, what I should do, let's start another layer. It's always good to start another layer. If you're not sure, just start a new layer. That way, if you want to erase it, it's like way easier. Also, this quick shape is so great. You can really position things really precisely. And now I want to go back to this layer and erase the thing that should be behind it. Oops. My pinch and zoom is not working properly. Hey, OM. Welcome to the show. You say I have to run an errand, but I'll be lurking, okay? Right on. Do your errands, do your secret ninja things. Can someone do the M command? Okay, so now let's go back to that new layer. Maybe we'll also do in this section, this will have some of these kind of like tentacle deals. The thing with these is it's hard to get, actually, I think I might have a brush for this. Go brush, yeah. This 100% streamline brush. So streamline, it'll make your curves curvier and not as like jittery. Did I not? Hold on. I think I may have adjusted this brush. Yeah, I turned the streamline off at some point. So it'll kind of like, it gives a really perfect curve to any curve you're trying to draw. Interesting. So now I think it kind of looks better this way, which is how I originally started the piece with this guy over here. But this is why we rotate, so we can see balance. Procreate, yes, it's Procreate. So cute, makes me think of a squirrel. Aw, like Robo Squirrel. Tussin Squirrel. does have like a little bit of a, yeah, like how squirrels are always like really, they always seem to be like darting around in an anxiety-fueled state. So hey, Crescent, how are you like in Ableton so far? How much time have you had with it now? Are you getting the hang of it? Day 21, or yes, those hot swaps were rad. Yeah, those are great. I hardly ever use that, but like, it's a really great feature. And if you can get it to work without any sort of glitching, like if you're running audio at the same time and you try to do that, sometimes it'll glitch, but like, it's really nice when you're just producing. And there's definitely a lot of ways to approach a certain problem within Ableton based on how you can build racks. Like, just go make your own instrument devices. It's amazing. And you don't even have to get into Max for Live for that. Like, people get into Max and make like some crazy devices, but you can build stuff just with like Ableton racks. And there's like no programming required. You just think about signal flow. Let's do a hydration check. So you have some links for sample packs I'm almost ready to install, but I'm approaching as if learning a new instrument, so I want to sit with it for a bit with current samples and make my own racks and sample files, develop my sound pieces before putting it all together. Yes. Yeah, definitely make your own instruments. That's what I would say. That's the thing I've always loved about like synthesizers. That's why I got interested in music. I was like, oh, you can like tweak all these parameters and build a sound that you can play. It's so fun. You say, I'm thinking it like keys on a keyboard or on a wind instrument to be layered with different chord timbre and progression. Yes. I really like the fireplace. I actually listen and watch Mild Fitness videos in the morning. Okay, great. Yeah, I love the crackle of the fire. It's very like just soothing. Let's do that hydration check and coffee check. And I'm kind of rolling with a different setup here with my iPad all propped up like this. So I'm kind of having to like reach over and reach up a lot more. So I may be taking more frequent like arm strength breaks, but I think this works better as a a visual thing for the camera. And also, I'm not standing at my standing desk right now. I'm sitting, so. We'll do a little more here, and then we'll visit the smoke box thing. I don't really have a name for it yet. Let's see what layer we're on. It's always good to check what layer you're on, and then maybe possibly make another one. Because now we have these different parts, and we are going to flatten them eventually, but for some reason we wanted to do something to one of these parts, we could do it. And now I'm trying not to, oops, see my pinch and zoom is, it's just my screen or what? I don't know if it's Procreate. Sometimes it just doesn't want to work. I have to kind of reset it. Okay. Try not to put too much into this extra bit over here because we don't want to like flood the entire canvas. I think I might just need a few more kind of things and then maybe just a bunch of detailing. And again, I'm trying not to think too much about if this is like a real thing or like how it would work in real space. Because one, it's not, and two, I'm not good at that. It's just a cartoon. So it doesn't have to like have real physics apply to it. Or like real perspective. You say, what mic am I using? This is a Samson CS1. Yes, the CS1, and I have the CS2, which is the other head for it, which is for instruments. This one's supposed to be the vocal one. I have a condenser mic, but I found that like it's so sensitive and I can't use it on stream because like anytime, even having it mounted on a shock mount and not mounted to the desk, anytime I like touch something, like I would tap my iPad screen and you'd hear the little ding ding in the microphone because it's just so damn sensitive. So I don't know. I bought that mic before quarantine. I didn't know I was going to be doing this. So yeah, this one is a Samson CS1. It sounds all right. And I've got a lot of vocal processing going on in Ableton to make it sound okay. But it's not like, it doesn't pick me up back here very well. You know, it's like, it's very, I have to be like right up on it. See, now I'm in this, now it's like I have these 3 different layers that I don't know which layer I'm erasing on. Is it this one? You know what, I'm just going to flatten these. Let's group these together. So now we have the whole thing, this whole creature over here as one group. Yep. And let's actually see if this is not going to... Okay, good. Sometimes there's a bug where I flatten and I'll lose a layer. And I'm like, no, where's my layer? Okay, let's do... Oh, do we do a hydration check? I think I did coffee check and forgot to do hydration. Okay, so now we have this whole thing as one layer. And let's start another layer chain. Because, like, what if we wanted to maybe just rotate this or something? I don't know, maybe it works better like that. Let's do this. Let's make a duplicate. Tell you what, let's hit the hot box. Just think about this for a minute. Cheers, everybody. And we'll do one more coffee check. Let's do a stretch for M. Okay, so let's check our layers again. We're going to want to be on this new layer. Actually, no, let's do the rotate because we were going to mess with that. That's why we made the duplicate. So layer 8. I did your van. Oh, you mean dig. Okay, right, dig. Reminds me of a Vigilante 8. Oh, yes, I remember that game. This one happens to be from Grand Theft Auto 3. But dude, I fucking remember Vigilante 8, Twisted Metal, all that shit. I love that. Oh yeah, we're still in the van. Let's go back to Procreate. That. Maybe if we do a little bit of a... Actually, let's try a warp. Maybe we do this, a little bit of this. This warp is super useful if you need to just kind of like massage a little bit of the actual composition of it, and it kind of gives you a different perspective. Here, I kind of wanted to bring this up here further in towards this middle part because it kind of makes the composition work better, I think. Dump Truck Alien was my jam in V8 and the buggy. I don't remember the characters too well. I think I remember like Twisted Metal a lot better, but I definitely remember being like, people were like, "Oh, Vigilante 8, this is like the better game than Twisted Metal," and there was a whole war about it. Kind of. That's like super nerdy. See, I kind of dig it this way, but actually, let's select now A, B, or what we had before. So we had this one. And this, like, when I sort of drew these lines with the intent that I wouldn't even like rotate it, just as like working in a very traditional sense where it's like I'm adding to a piece and there's no like, I'm adding it based on what's already there, not how I might edit the thing later. So the composition might work better that way. I might be trying like too hard to get the composition to work with this. I might be overthinking it. But let's keep going. Let's draw some more orbs and stuff on here and see what we get. The thing is, we can really do this either way. We can add things to balance other things that are there and make the whole thing work overall, or we can like rotate and like make larger or smaller. This space right here is proving tough to make work compositionally, at least to me anyway. Maybe we need to rotate again. Let's try this. Let's do a warp. I think we need to do, let's do advanced mesh. Yay. Yeah, by the way, since Crescent, since you're new, if you subs to my channel, get my sample packs. So right now, that's an example of one of the Electribe sample packs that's up there. So there's Electribe stuff from this month, and then last month I put up an Animoog pack. Animoog is a great iOS app. So yeah, that was an example of one. There's a couple of different examples. Every month we switch them out. And that's in the Discord. Do I have my Discord thing? The bot is not doing the thing. I think I may have forgotten to set up a Discord bot to remind people, but that's the Discord. And yes, collect that PP. Join us in Phosphorus Paradox. Okay, so let's check out this advanced mesh here. Sometimes there's just this one problem area in any piece of art where it's like this one piece is kind of like, it's a focal point, but it doesn't work, and you have to kind of like get it to work. You just can't give up. So what I'm saying is this area right here is that area. It's like having these digital tools make things like that so much more able to, for me to, makes me more able to push past those kind of obstacles. Whereas if I was doing this traditionally and I already had like ink down on the page, it would be like, well, it's kind of screwed now. But also it's good to, that's kind of how I learned to draw, was just by not being able to erase anything. So there's something to be said for both of those, I think. Let's get that hydration check. Oh, cool. You shared some art in the Discord. Great. I'm going to check this out. Post via Discord some of my hand-drawn items via Insta-link in your Discord art section. Great. Okay. And yes, Procreate. I recommend Procreate. It's very, it's user-friendly in most of the right ways, I think. And there's like, it's like a $30 program, I think. So if you have an iPad already, Zentangle art. Yes, dude. So I was doing Zentangles. Actually, there might even still be one of the layers here. Yes, this, I turn that layer on. This is my favorite Zentangle. In fact, it's the only one I know how to draw. But it's this sort of like spirally shape kind of deal. And like, yeah, I hope to learn more at some point, but I learned this one and I started using it in everything. I even put it in like my resin paintings. These are so fun to draw and they're very, very chill. You just kind of like zone out and make Zen stuff. Tangly things. Okay, so we might even end up using that for something. There were just some other doodles in there. Okay, so now this down here is not quite working. You know what? I just had another idea. What about this? What if we... This might make it work a little better. I like that better. That kind of makes this negative space in here work a lot better than it did before. And it kind of gives more of a flow to this actual overall triangular shape with these two lines. Yeah, I think this piece is going to be, this is the way it's going to live. Of course, if someone buys it and doesn't want to hang it this way, I wouldn't tell them not to. So when you get a print of this, just hang it up any way you want. Because yeah, but I think it works better, honestly, this way, even though I hadn't originally intended it that way. And just at this moment in time, the way this thing is positioned, I feel like it works better. Let's see, maybe we need to adjust it a little bit. It does really become about these fine adjustments at the end. We've kind of covered most of the overall canvas, or at least filled large chunks of space. Even though technically most of the space is still black space, and there's only like a small percentage that is white lines. This definitely works better. Let's continue adding possibly some more weight to this bottom section. Not too much, because it's going to be, it either needs to be something like, something that comes sort of all the way down to here. And I kind of like that. That would kind of put this, whatever this is, in the foreground. But also I like it as just kind of a floating thing. Tell you what, I'm gonna hit the restroom. I'll be right back. Please enjoy the fire sound. Oh wait, what are you saying here? Mine's a weird approach, but you'll see what I mean. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna check this out. You know what, I'll do that when we get back from the stream. We'll check out your Insta when we get back from the restroom. M says, knock knock, who's there? Chicken. Chicken who? Chicken your pockets, I think your key is there. Oh no. Oh no, M. How could you? So let's see here. Let's do a hydration check. And coffee check. So yeah, now like this curve down here, the little spirally thing is not quite working. It seemed to work better when we had it rotated perhaps the other way. And what I'd like to try and do is use liquefy, because this is a really fun feature. So if we're on this layer, so liquefy, and we're going to try and push some of this. You can kind of really carefully move a whole line. And kind of get it just right. It's like out here, I want to move this in a bunch. And it does kind of squish the line a little bit. But that's way better already. So, and then we can go and touch it up a little bit. Ah, fucking home run, M. Always good to look at your piece from far away. And again, rotating. Oh yeah, we were going to look at, dude, we're going to look at your Insta. So let me pull up the old Discord here. So let's, oh, you know what? I have to add a new browser source. But actually, we'll go to the Ableton scene. And, okay, let's take a look. Is it color pencil? Cool stuff. Let's see. Ooh, ukulele shot. And some charcoal stuff. Very nice. Yes, the keyboard shot. Ooh, wow, is this is that a photo? Okay, that's nice. It's very whimsical. 11. Oh, it wants me to sign in. Okay. I don't remember my password. I don't think I've ever signed into Instagram on desktop. Okay, but thank you for sharing your art. I appreciate it. And everyone, I encourage everyone to, in addition to following along with us in Procreate, like post some of your work in the Discord. I would love to see it. Charcoal is a friend of mine who did. Okay. I like the other piece of art. It's a lowered link. Oh, okay, there's a second link there. Yes, hold on. Ooh, okay, hold on. Let's bring this over. Ooh, oh, it looks like Sharpie, right? Some of it has that telltale Sharpie kind of like. I used to do a ton of stuff in Sharpie. I love Sharpie. I think you got it just right with the composition, like this eyeball right here being off center a little bit is perfect. Like if it were right in the center, it would feel off, but since it's over a little bit and it's balanced by this other one, it's very nice. And I definitely feel like there's a face, like this is the bottom lip of a person, and there's the eyeball and the eyeball, and then there's some leaves growing out of the dude's head. No, hold on, let me let's do this so I can see the chat. Oh, we got chatception going on. Very, very cool stuff. I encourage everyone to go follow. I'm going to follow. Actually, I'm going to do it right now, to tell you the truth. I got to do it on my phone, though. Crescent Cardinal. So how did you get your name, Crescent Cardinal? Where I'm following you. Or are these tomato plants? Apples, very nice. So, to the stream manager. Okay, let's continue. Hop back over to Ableton. Oh yeah, we were missing the firecrackle in the Ableton scene. Okay, so very nice work. Please, everyone, put your stuff in the Discord. Let's do hydration check again. And coffee. Because your spine is curved and a hot mess, and the cardinal, the symbolism of leadership. Okay. Interesting. Back pain gang. I feel you. I've been going through my own sort of painful episode. I had surgery like 3.5 months ago. I've talked about it before. I don't want to go too deeply into it. I feel you for sure. I like that you're able to sort of joke about it though. That like you incorporated that into your avatar, as it were. Separate Insta for your spoony stuff. We'll never have that legal weed though. Fucking UK. Spoon theory. What's spoon theory? Do another transform on this. Maybe I want to warp it some more, but actually, let's see. Rotate it this way slightly. Up. Spoon theory. Okay, let's, I'm going to open this and read it later. Okay. Okay, so one thing that the quick line won't do is if you're trying to do a curve in 2 directions, it doesn't know how to like recognize that, I guess. So you can only do a curve like this, or if you do like a full like ellipse or whatever. If you try to do curve that way, then the other way, it just makes a line. And you can't do, like you can do polyline then, but then you lose the curve. It's a cool way to make a triangle wave. So yeah, you can't really do a sine wave with the curve, the quick curve. McMars. Elevator pitch. Oh, hey, Evil Deadhead. Hey, I just saw you got in here. Lurkin, hold on, you say Lurkin playing some Dead by Daylight. Hope everyone is having a great day. Thanks, brother. I'm having a very wonderful day. Good to see you. Dudes. Yeah, we're doing dudes. We're kind of working on the thing from last week. Let's do can someone do the evil command, please? It's exclamation point evil. And yes, okay, good. But yeah, we're doing some dudes. Kind of trying to add this more flowy, organic, circular orb thing, cluster of orbs. And hey, Evil Deadhead, thank you for the bits, my brother. Wait, hold on. I know we have a command, but is it not? Didn't you make the Evil Deadhead command? Oh, it is there. Okay, I see it now. Oh, it's because it didn't, it timed out. You tried to do it twice. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. As I stumble through this stream, where's my fucking chat box? My chat box disappeared now. There we go. Okay, so yeah, let's get back into this dude. So like now I'm thinking I need to edit some of this thing down here, like this big hump. And it either needs to be altered in some way, or I just need to keep adding stuff to it until it works. And I also, again, it's about the details at this point. So let's keep going on this layer. One thing that annoys me about Procreate is if you go to resize something and then you come back, it like kind of ruins your line. But we made this pretty big, doesn't matter. You'll never see that in a print. So it is good to think about your order of operations, or if sometimes it can help if you actually have a full like vision in your head beforehand in cases like that. But I never do. So here we are. It's just like a little eyeball. So here's what I'm thinking. Let's try this. Oh wait, M, are you able to like follow along right now? Because I said I was gonna do I was gonna show you how to do something with the on your skull. With the skull you were drawing, not your skull. Thanks, Evil Deadhead. Yeah, M, I was trying to explain to M how to do a certain technique when she was working in Procreate on one of her streams, and she was doing this skull for her emote, and I was like, dude, you gotta do it this way. And I don't know if that like came across in text. You say, ooh, I'll be back after this match. Cool, dude. Oh, cool, you got like 15 minutes till lunch. Okay, brought the iPad, awesome. Dude, okay, let's keep drawing on this for 15 minutes, and then we're gonna do a little maybe tutorial time. Yeah, let's get some coffee. Coffee's the thing. I have a coffee command as well. Okay, so this area down here, what I was going to try and do, okay, so we're going to try sort of a different technique for like editing a spot. Okay, so, oh, we can only have 9 layers? Tell you what. That means we're going to delete these, because we have them saved if we want them in the other piece. So now we can add another layer. And what I want to try and do is like cut part of this line away and just save it on another layer in case we want it, which I probably won't use it, but it's just a good thing to learn how to, or a kind of cool workflow tip. Hey, thank you for the follow, Crescent Cardinal, on Insta. Okay, so I'm going to do selection. And let's just select like, let's do automatic selection. I kind of want to start over here somewhere. Oops. Not automatic, sorry. Freehand. I'm kind of just going to cut out a bunch of this line. Cut that part out. So now we're going to cut. If you go to add, cut. Oops, I was on the wrong layer. Hold on. Okay, so this is another cool trick. If you do that, if you're on the wrong layer and you want to bring back the last selection you had, basically just hold down the selection and it's supposed to, why did it do that? All right, well, let's do it again. Select, freehand. Let's cut that part out. And then we'll paste it back in. So now we have it on a layer, but we can just, if for whatever reason we want to go back to it, it's right there. But we're going to try and draw a different line to make this work a little better. Maybe that we just have to replace this whole bit here. Let's see if we can add a line to this that will make it slightly more workable in terms of overall composition. So I'm going to have to head out for a bit for some self-care and trees. Okay, yeah, trees. I shared your stream via the community Discord in Explore Art section. Okay, great. Thank you so much. If you stream music, feel free to share and explore new music. Yes, I definitely will. Say, of course, very welcome. How long do you usually stream for? Usually we do 2 hours. I'd love to come back when I get back. Okay, maybe we'll stay on longer today. It depends on how long I feel like I can sit here and not like, because I have to get up and move around eventually or else I'm going to be in pain. But like, I think we're going to keep going at least for, okay, so it's 3:09. Let's go. Let's see how we feel. I don't know. I can't honestly say, but come stop back for sure. And maybe we'll be here. And have fun out there with the trees and self-care. Thank you for the share. Okay, so let's see about, I'm trying to think how I can do this line. It's like I almost want to have this be a thing that kind of, no, not like that. It does something like that. I think I'm just going to start over on this whole area. Let's just, let's do another transform and see if we can warp this a little bit. Oops, wrong layer. I'm always on the wrong layer, y'all. Oh, see, okay. This is where it becomes, now we gotta flatten these. So let's do that. We're gonna commit. We're gonna say merge down, and merge down. Now we have the whole thing on one layer again. And we're not using that, so okay, so now we're gonna go to, let's see if we can warp this with an advanced mesh. This can be really fun to record this. I've recorded stuff like this, and then just you kind of deal with the fact that there's these little dots and mesh over it. But to use them for visuals is really fun, especially if you take them and put them through Resolume and a bunch of effects, and you kind of can't really see the little dots anymore. You do these like make this thing dance. Do 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 do. So I'm trying to just get an idea of the overall composition, how this thing actually fits into it. So by doing this, you can kind of, if there's a line, like there's the line that starts off sort of down here by this thing, and then moves up and around the cluster of orbs there. And you can kind of move that entire line by adjusting some of these. Maybe this is like this. So I feel like pushing that up a little bit does help because it makes this curve more round, which helps with the flow of these three sort of focal points right there. And let's see, okay, so let's stick with that. Maybe we'll do a rotate a little bit. Just kind of massage it into place a little more. Oops, okay, so let's see. Now, let's actually separate this part of the layer and put it to this guy. So the bottom of his foot I drew on a separate layer. Now we're going to select that little bit of it with freehand, just do like this. And we're going to make sure I'm on the right layer here. We're going to cut. Oops, okay. Nope, I was on the wrong layer. This one, yes. And then we're going to go to this layer. And we're going to go paste. And there it is. Now it's on the same layer. Or did I go to the wrong layer? Anyway, we'll just merge that down with that. Okay. Oh, you know what? It won't let you paste into a layer that's already there. It automatically makes a new layer anytime you paste. I can never remember that. Thanks, Chris and Cardinal. I think you're probably not here anymore, but thank you so much. Thank you for joining us for, I love sharing tips and tricks. Going to hug trees. Some more coffee. Maybe we'll go over to the hot box. Cheers, everyone. Let's do a stretch check. Okay. So let's see if we can't make this work. Tell you what, this has definitely been a challenging one today. Okay, so I want to try and redraw one of these lines down here. This is tough because now I almost want to erase part of this too. But I'm trying also not to erase too much. I kind of want to just go with it. Yeah, like I need some strong line like that, and then it kind of needs some other stuff to come back around. Sort of like that. Definitely sort of like that, but I need to do that cleaner. Oops. Okay, see where this is going now. Oh, I'm still in the hotbox. But yes, thank you, Evil Deadhead, for the suggestion to have my iPad screen up at the same time as the hotbox, because that was genius. Because I, once again, have forgotten that we're in the hotbox. I don't know, do you like the hotbox better? Should we just hang out here? Should we draw in the ice cream truck in Mr. Whoopi? Or should we go back to the... should we go back to the fireplace? Dude, fucking GTA. So we're gonna go back into the... Oh wait, did you want to stay in the van? I don't know. Let's stay here because I want to see this full screen. Can't do that. I always forget. So this needs to be... weird. Okay, so this line is not working. One layer. Let's actually flatten down these two layers. Okay, and let's duplicate at this point. So we kind of started off with this. Really, we started off with just that from last week. And then we started adding this earlier today on stream, and then ended up here for now, and duplicate that one. So now we have another branching off point. But yeah, we have our two main characters here. We don't need this, don't need that anymore. And then we have the space that they're in, which is really just these two sort of lines that might imply some kind of space. I'll tell you what, I gotta refill my water, y'all, so I'll be right back. Please enjoy the... Oh, okay, actually, Em, you got lunch right now, so let's do this, thing I was telling you about. So what you wanted to do, right, was if you want to erase something that is, like, let's say, let's start a new thing real quick. So, like, if you have one of your sort of brushes, right, let's just say it's maybe like an airbrush or something, and you're doing some sort of shape. Let's just say this is the skull. It's like a, right? Some little dinosaur thing. So like if you have, okay, so then you'd want to make another layer. And let's just say then you went in with your airbrush and did like a whole bunch of like shading, but some of it goes outside of here, right? Now what you can do, and if it's not too intense, then maybe it may require a slight touch up, but what we can do is if you go, make sure we're on the outline layer, and if you go to select and then you do automatic, and you kind of get in this, like the bottom left of the screen, or the bottom left of the canvas, and select there, and just tap and drag until you get pretty much just that, and it'll select that whole area outside where the darkest black line is, because it's kind of going by a threshold, and then you adjust the threshold by sliding. Like when you tap it, then you slide left and right to adjust the selection threshold. So you pretty much get that, and you can even like do a feather, and that'll kind of shrink the and blend the edge of it. And then you basically just you go up to the wrench up here, you go to add, and then you go to cut. Oh, sorry, I was on the wrong layer, but okay, so we go back to that selection by holding select. Then we go to the layer that we want to erase from, and it's still the same selection. So if we go here, we go to add and cut, it'll cut everything outside of where that thing is. And so basically the only thing you have to make sure you do is on your outline layer, you have to make sure that you have a fully connected outline. Like if there's a break in it like that, it'll then bleed into the inside, you know? I hope that made sense. Does that make sense? But oh yeah, I need to go refill my water, y'all. So give me one moment, and I'm gonna take a short little break, maybe like even a less than 5-minute break, but just a couple minutes. One log said to the other, "It's getting hot in here." The other log responded, "I know, fire real? Okay. Okay, yeah, I see you. Fire real?" Okay. Build this. Back. I saw the skull a bit. Okay, yeah, so I can go over that again if you would like. Okay, so this needs a couple more things compositionally to make it work, sort of. Actually, you know what? It needs one more sort of major thing on, sort of like a major detail in this area, I think. And then a couple things in, I think down in this bottom left corner, it might need some sort of balancing element, and then also maybe a little something up in the top left, but less there, more down here. So let's actually make something. Something in that area. I run the wrong brush again. One thing I think would be cool in Procreate is if it would save whatever brush you were using on a specific piece when you go back into that piece. Because now I have to go, like, it's just global. No matter which piece you open, you're always getting whatever brush you were last on. So yeah, something probably down up in there, something up here, and then something in this area. But let's readjust our brush and get the size correct. Just make it slightly, actually that's fine. It's going to be some kind of like this. That works. think I got it. Go to outline layer, select, go back to shading layer, gear and cut. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You have to select it on the outline layer and then switch to the layer you want to erase from. And then, because the only way to get that automatic selection to work is to like use that thick outline and that dark outline. So it'll like actually know what you want to get. If it's too gray, it'll start to bleed inside of the outline and all that kind of stuff. So. This also needs something over here. I'm not quite sure what that would be in terms of this creature. Bellows and Evil Genius. Oh, did you try it? Awesome. Thank you for the bits. Hope that was a helpful tip. See immediately like this needs, let's work on it this way for a bit. What was that? That was just even just like having some sort of something down here is going to help to balance it. What about that? Doesn't really make sense. That doesn't have to make sense though, right? It just has to work compositionally. But Evil Deadhead, it's not even for no reason. It's for like, just for adding weight to a certain part of a piece. Like if I think compositionally it works better if I have these three little dots here. Because then you kind of get the sense there's this arc from this spot here all the way up through this thing's foot and then over into the other creature and arcing back down to the other corner. So that's like an important line. And then there's also, I wish I could you can't really see where I'm pointing at, but like this line, there's this line that goes like this, right? All the way across to the other side, and then there's this. But then also, there's this line that then goes up through here. There's all kinds of different, like, mainly geometrical lines, but there's also these curves and things that are implied based on where you place things, and just even a little detail like that thing in the bottom left corner can really kind of make or break it in terms of how those lines interact with each other. And it's mostly just implied lines. Of course, there's like the lines of like the actual structures there, but then there's the things that are connected by negative space that become lines and all that kind of stuff. Definitely, I think doing just a black and white piece like this, when there's it's just all stark black and white, like full contrast. It's like really challenging to do a piece like that because you don't have color to work with. You don't have anything to work with other than like raw composition and like how the space is set up in a way. Like, I don't know, I guess that's really what composition is, just how the things are in the space. You say, it wasn't until I took a photography class that I understood why or how to put that into words. I always saw the lines in my head, but didn't really see it explained. Yeah, dude, I love photography. I took black and white photography back in high school and college. I love that, doing the darkroom stuff. And yeah, I love doing high contrast shots where it's like I just crank the contrast up as much as possible to get that really stark black and white. And like, I started drawing with Sharpies, so it was just like on just regular computer paper. So it's just like stark black, stark white. And like using that as the basis of piece is really challenging and fun, I think. And also, I like the way it fucks with my eyes, like, especially those Zentangles. If you like stare at them, there's little like, you can see like the interference patterns in between, like in the white spaces in a weird way. I don't know if that makes sense. You know what, like when you look at a black light and you see floaters, it's kind of like that. Echoes in a small space, sound in a dark room, yes. Let's take a quick trip to the hot box. Hey, Dr. G. I didn't even realize that was you who said that. I thought it was Evil Dead for a second. How you doing, man? Welcome to the Procreate Wednesday thing. And you caught us in the middle of sort of a bit of a lecture, I'll admit. But sort of a dilemma as to where to add weight to this piece. But we're figuring it out. Hope you're well today, sir. Right on. The new signs, yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, those were fun. I did those last night. Actually, I was working on those while I was hanging out in your stream last night. I didn't really make them. I turned them into little animations to make them look like they're neon or whatever. Okay, so let's hop back into the old Procreate. Now that I've had another minute to look at this, I don't know if these circles are correct. Maybe I want to use more little angular stuff down here. Let's do that. On the wrong layer. Oh yeah. Dude, I'm so high. I need to touch that up later too. See, on one hand, the circles there did kind of help balance out these circles over here, but I think I might want to have those three little elements be more angular stuff because it kind of fits with this side of the piece. And we do have circles here within that piece that will help to balance it over there. And stuff like that. Stick with that. It's a good triangle. In fact, that one little triangle almost does it because of how it's so angular and it's sending lines off in multiple directions. Retro says, okay, had a library site you can borrow 5 a day. Has the Graham Hancock one you wanted, the Magician's one. All good physical is the way to go if you have space. Yeah, books are good. I like books too. They can't get deleted off the internet or whatever, like ebooks. Graham Hancock has another one called Supernatural, which is pretty cool. It talks a lot about psychedelics. And also some of the ancient civilization stuff. And I have this other one, I can't remember, I think it's called it's not Chariots of the Gods, it's some other thing about the sign and the seal, is that the one? I think it's one that's even before Fingerprints of the Gods. Let's see. I need some element in this area. Ooh, Z library. Good call. Thank you, Retro. Learn Python in one day. Anybody out there a programmer? I've always wondered about those, using some of those languages like Python to program scripts for Ableton and things like that. Let's see if we can do a little bit of maintenance on this project right now. I kind of want to, let's take this. So that's that. There's just some lines in there. So let's combine that one down. Just that. Let me just select that part of it. Just move it. So, go freehand. Oh, and that little spot right there. That's fine. We'll leave that. Okay, so now we have that on its own layer. That's good. This, that can stay on its own layer too. I think we might be close to finished with this one. At least for today. Maybe we'll come back and do some other stuff on it. So let's go to layer 7. That's a new layer. You know what? I don't really know what else to do to this. I was thinking maybe a little something up in this corner, but I don't know if it really needs it. Just something like that. Even adding a little detail like that can shift how your eye moves around the whole piece, really, because there's this really strong line that goes all the way across the bottom. And if you give it a little bit of that extra detail there, it helps bring your eye back around to the main piece rather than just kind of stopping in the corner there. Picked up Supernatural and the Sign and the Seal. Thanks, Foss. Oh, right on. Yeah, dude, I haven't actually read, I read Supernatural, but I haven't read Sign and the Seal. So I don't know how good it is or not, but I know it's out there. And Graham Hancock's awesome. He's a really nice guy. Right on, we've gone past 4. Let's keep going. I don't know what to do to this, though. What do you guys think? Do you think it seems like a finished composition? Because I could keep just adding little details to it. You say, I think it needs just a little more, trying to figure out where. Directly behind the right subject. In that top right. Yeah, possibly. I think you're right. I think this, like, the negative space, I was trying to do that before by shaping that negative space with this a little bit. And I think I need to do that a little more, maybe. Or even add some sort of element, right? Like, right in closer to there, but in this negative space. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's go to that layer. This might need to be a more circular kind of ellipse steel. Let's go to a new layer. Let's get that hydration check, y'all. And we still have coffee left, but it's not hot anymore. Maybe it just needs one little extra thing down in this area. Oh, and there's also one of these layers there that has, I think it's this layer. Udra Nightshade, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. How are you today? We're doing some stuff in Procreate. It's Procreate Wednesday, and we've been working on this piece since last week. And just kind of doing some last minute or final little details to kind of tie together the whole composition. Almost like glue compressor for visual stuff. We're doing the glue. So it's really just a lot of these little details, like I've been doing these kind of geometric things, little spots here and there that tie everything and make your eye travel across the piece in a pleasant way. I think this is needed. There are maybe a few spots here and there that seem a little empty, but from an overall perspective, I think it works. And that's kind of what we were going for today, is just using composition to tell the story. Not relying on color or anything like that. Because, by the way, I was never really great at color, and I've always just liked this bold stuff, bold black and white. Even a couple things up here. And even a little detail like that can help tie this together, because with only having these straight lines here in this corner, there's not a chance for the eye to sort of go off in another direction besides where the main lines are. But if you put a little circle right there, it kind of invites you to, when your eye meets the circle, to like kind of circle back around into this area rather than necessarily following the lines into this corner. And also ties it together with this sort of more ellipse shape, this little bowl shape thing. It is really challenging to do these like big open spaces where nothing happens, because that's like where you can kind of get stuck as a viewer of art, where like if you're looking around a piece, but then you kind of find yourself always focusing on one area, that might not necessarily be a good thing. It could be if that's what you're going for, if you want to do, especially works with symmetry, where the main focus is literally always at the center. Let's do a hydration check, y'all. I think it definitely needs still something more in this area. Maybe this is like a curved platform down here at the bottom. Yeah. That definitely works. Okay, so let's actually go. There's a little black line right there, which is part of this layer, I think. So we're gonna have to erase that. Yes. So it's cool that we still actually have all these things on their own layers. This whole thing. We could start flattening some of these down. Actually, I think I'm just going to flatten the whole thing at this point. Yeah, let's merge down. Just merge all this stuff. The only thing we'll leave is we'll merge these two together. Layer 7 and... Oh, gotta leave that there. This is in front of that, which has the black fill-in on it. Okay. So this has to be here. Nope, I can't do that either. Okay, so we're gonna have to leave these separate. Let's flatten this thing as a layer. That's fine. It's basically that guy and some of the details on the other layer. That's fine. Save. Okay, let's do a save then. Back out to the gallery. That saves it. Saving isn't really the same thing in Procreate. It's like the only way to save is to do that. So let's make a duplicate. Okay, now this shape down here at the bottom. Let's see if we can adjust that a little. This layer. So let's actually... Now I kind of want to put it back on its own layer again. You say you apologize, you weren't following it. No worries. Okay, so let's actually select this part out really quick, freehand. Just want to see if just a little bit. Yeah, that works better for sure. I like that. Maybe some more details. Let's just start doing details. Because I do want to think about what we can do for a background maybe. And not have it be too intense because we already have a lot going on. And what I would end up doing is kind of selecting out the whole background and make it into a PNG. And incorporate this into OBS somehow. That'd be kind of cool. I can have these things as maybe little animations even at some point. Oh yeah, I was gonna do a bunch of details like these, just little things. Even this needs some sort of almost like reflections. gets to be too much. That's good. Let's do one here. Nope, doesn't look right. Hey, Jump Slick, how you doing, man? That emote is awesome. What the fuck is that? Is that one of the Clay Fighters? Is that the fucking guy from Clay Fighters? Clay Fighters 63 and a third, or whatever, the fucking the N64 version. Welcome to the stream, Chum. Today we're doing Procreate Wednesday. Let's get a hydration check, y'all. The mask. Okay, right on. The mask. Slime Boys emote. this is the time when all the details start to emerge because you've been looking at basically the same thing the whole time. It's only making these small changes, but now I'm starting to see all the spots where it could evolve just a bit further. And there's some spots that I've thought about maybe changing for the whole piece, but now since they just have been that way for so long, I just leave them. Like the spot I kind of meant to go back to, but I think it just kind of works as it is now because we kind of worked the rest of the piece around it, or around the fact that it was there. Like it's been there for so long, so everything just kind of grew around it to work with it. Let's do the old flip again. We'll flip the canvas and see how it looks that way. So what I'm seeing is like this area still might need some sort of tying into the more central aspects of this stuff. Like this, since just these straight lines going across, it's almost overwhelming because it's one line that goes all the way across. Yeah, I like how this thing ended up turning out. It looks like some sort of like a sea slug or like some kind of a snail, like a tentacled snail. It's an octopus snail with a whatever these things are. Tell you what, I'm gonna hit the restroom again, y'all. I'll be right back. Thanks, Evil Deadhead. We back. Let's do that coffee check. Something like that. It needs something like that. Let's do a stretch for M. Hey, what was the tape's #1 hit? Get sticky with it. She'll be here all week, everyone. Are you just making these up as you go? Or do you have a repository of dad jokes? Yeah, I made that one up. I'm shopping right now, so tape. Tape. What about tape? Oh, the tape's #1 hit. Oh, I forgot the joke already. What was the tapes? They're like so uneventful that it's like, that's why they're so funny. Now, one thing I'm seeing is that this area needs something to kind of to bridge that. I see what's going on. That's too extreme. Thinking just like a series of concentric ovals. Let's put these on a new layer, because we're gonna have to adjust them with the warp, I think. You're shipping right now. Okay. What are you shipping? Dude, yo, I still have that that mouth harp for you. I need to send it to you. I think that's the right idea, but that doesn't work. Maybe it doesn't even need that. Maybe it just needs a... If we did this, just add another dimension to that line. That works too. I like that better. It's simple. I think we're going to call that one finished for today, y'all. I can't really think of, other than doing like little bits and pieces here and there, I think that's really it. And maybe I'll think about how we can come back to this one next week and do some other stuff. Maybe we'll use this as like a tutorial piece of like, I'll show all my different techniques in this one piece. Because you've kind of gotten to see like how I do lines and stuff like that, but we could also do, maybe we'll think about doing a background in with some of those custom brushes. Something like that. I'll think about it during the week. Cat 6 cable and tech stuff. Yeah, whisper me later for sure. Yeah, I'm glad I found that thing. I also have some other weird like percussion instruments that I might want to sample. And as we all know, Emma's making a sample pack for us, right? Right, Em? We're gonna get the M sounds with the. Do you have like a didgeridoo also? So let's see who we can raid. Just hang out a couple of minutes here and see what's up. And continue to look at this, because this, like, it's been one of those things where, especially black and white like this, it kind of like burns itself into my head if I look at it long enough. And then I can kind of almost, like later on when I'm just chilling, I can just think about it and I can kind of see what needs to happen to it. Yeah, so Miko Bites is on. I think we're going to raid Miko Bites. What do y'all think? And of course, there's Turtles and Chill. Who could forget? We all love our Turtles and Chill. I do have a didgeridoo, says M excitedly, and was thinking about doing music tonight. Ooh, that sounds awesome. Dude, yeah, do a dig stream. I request a dig stream. Cool, yeah, let's go to Miko Bites. That'd be fun. Because now we can get back on track with rating the correct people on the correct days. With going to art people on art days and music people on music days. Let's do a quick hydration check. So yeah, we're gonna go say what's up to Miko Bites. We're gonna hang out for a little bit, see what's going on. We're gonna get something to eat. I actually have to run out to the grocery store, but we're gonna go raid Miko, and then I'm gonna lurk as we go. So, thank you everyone for hanging out with me and looking at this weird thing we drew today. And I love all of you. I appreciate you for being here with me while I do my crazy shit. And we're gonna go. Let's go say hi to Miko. Thank you, M. Thank you, Evil Deadhead. Thank you, Retro, Chum Slick, all my people, Dr. G. The Crescent Cardinal was here earlier. Thank you, Crescent Cardinal. Evil Deadhead again. Crescent Cardinal, Retro again. M again. M is me. I think we're all a little bit M. That's why M is me. Okay, so here we go. We're going to Miko Bites. And I will see you on the other side. Drink water and save.